am on a bread making journey. My goal is to make sandwich bread at home all the time. So I've been experimenting with a bunch of different recipes, and sometimes they turn out like this. A lovely, beautiful loaf that everyone just wants to eat. But sometimes they don't, and they turn into this, a nice brick. So today I'd just like to share with you how I'm going to use this one up, because I know no one in my house is going to be eating a sandwich on this. So one thing I'm going to do with this brick is I'm going to cut it up and make croutons out of it. Croutons are actually very easy to make. So all I need to do is to cut it up into cubes, and then I'm going to season it with some olive oil, maybe some garlic, and some Italian seasoning. You can clearly see it's very hard to cut this. And into a bowl it goes. I'm going to preheat the oven for 350, I believe. And then we'll get this bread used up. Alright, so I'm going to use olive oil. Maybe a pinch of salt. Some garlic powder. Some Italian seasoning. Some onion powder. And then mix it up. Alright, so now I'm going to throw that on this tray. And it's going to go in the oven. And it's going to dry out and become some lovely croutons. Alright, so another thing you can do is make breadcrumbs. So look, I've got all of this that I can still use. So I'm just going to cut it up like I cut up the bread for the croutons, and then bake them off in the same way, but I'm not going to season mine. You're welcome to season yours and have seasoned breadcrumbs. I'm just going to chuck them in the same bowl. always feel bad about ruining the bread because I wanted to eat it. I wanted it to be sandwich bread, but at least this way I don't have to toss it out. It can still be used, and I have used it in making meatloaf and meatballs, just different places you would use breadcrumbs. And then I have my homemade breadcrumbs. I don't need to buy any from the store. So that's nice. Alright. So I'll put these on another pan. I might use a little olive oil. Alright, so they're ready to go in the oven. So all of the bread that I've shown today has been sourdough bread, but you could also use any white or whole wheat bread that you've made. I've even used rolls to make croutons or breadcrumbs, so it doesn't have to be just limited to that, to sourdough. I would say that probably if you're making a sweet loaf, that might not be as good, but you know, just a normal sandwich bread or artisan bread would work well. Alright, now I've got all of the croutons out of the oven. I can put these into a jar. I'm going to put them into this jar along with croutons I already have. As you can see, they make a great snack. Alright, there you have a nice jar of croutons you can put on your salad or wherever you use croutons. Alright, so with the rest of these crumbs that were left on the tray, also with this pan, I'm going to grind these up in my food processor and make some breadcrumbs. Alright, so I'm just going to load these all up to the food processor. My thing is broken. Bye. Ta-da! Breadcrumbs. Alright, now we have some croutons and some breadcrumbs ready to go. We were able to turn our brick of bread into something that we can actually use or want to use. You can also, I've turned croutons into some stuffing. I've turned some croutons into stuffing. Hi. Turn croutons into stuffing, but now these can be used in several different applications. So if you make some bread and it doesn't turn out light and fluffy like you were hoping, don't be discouraged. You have options. Alright, see you next time. Alright, so